had a week off, and it's given our players a chance to heal up. We've had some bumps and bruises, and it came at a really good time for us because we played 3 football games, played very well the last football game, and it's just now we're able to get focused back, get locked back into play, and we're going to practice this week, get ready to go play Arkansas State. But our guys are really excited. I think the week off just gave them a chance to just rest up and heal their bodies.
Coach, what kind of knee injury was it to Beaumont?
Beaumont, I don't know exactly what it was. He just has a knee injury and had surgery.
And did they give any kind of ballpark, 2-3 weeks, any kind of... he'll be back?
No, did not say when.
But he'll definitely miss this Arkansas.
He will miss the Arkansas State game.
What is that going to mean to you? I mean, he does so much for you. It's not just, you're not just losing a receiver, you're losing a guy, special teams player, big time for you.
Right, Doug does a lot for us, and what's key, we have other guys. The other guys got to step up, and they have to play. We have enough guys that have not been playing well but need to do their job, and guys understand that.
Having this week off, were you able to sort of assess where you've gotten since maybe even January or even in the last 3 or 4 weeks? I mean, did you see dramatic progress from where you started?
Well, you like to see progress each week, and you look from Kentucky to Eastern Kentucky to Oregon State. Just those 3 games really can't, you like to say you played well the last game, but still we need to be more consistent. Looked at the first 2 games, we had 9 drop balls, and which you can't have. You can have a really good football team. 5 turnovers also, but we still need to become more consistent, become a more consistent football team.
Anybody else out? That's the one Scruggs in around, or maybe?
No, Scruggs is fine, but Beaumont's the only one.
Who do you look for in particular, Charlie, to kind of fill in for Beaumont, or how we approached it?
Well, you look at Bellamy. Bellamy is a player that he played well in the Oregon State game, but he can make plays for us. Andrell Smith is another wide receiver. Cameron Graham hadn't caught many balls, but he can come into play for us. But we just have so many guys. There's some young guys that can come along. But those are 3 guys just off of the top of my head that has not really, you look at Andrell, has not really played exactly very well for us, that can come in and help us football team.
Charlie, I know you're always focusing on fundamentals. Was that the focus even more so maybe this past week?
Well, it was, and it was great about this past week. You didn't have to prepare for anyone, so fundamentals were very key. Just getting back to the basics, just tackling the football, catching the football, just simple things like that. And then guys can improve on it because we need to improve. Because you just look at our last 3 games, there's a lot of work to be done, a lot of fundamentals and technique work to be done.
How much of a carryover do you think there will be now from the confidence and the momentum and so forth you got from playing Oregon State so well out there?
Well, you like to see each week, you like to see the confidence, you like to see the improvement each week. So now that you played the Oregon State game, you had a week off now, getting back into it, you like to say, hey, we need to improve, and we have to improve. That's what we always talk about, just improving each week.
How do you slow down Arkansas State's passing attack? Anything in particular?
No, we just have to cover them and hopefully get a rush, and then make sure that we can cover guys and not leave guys wide open, and make sure that we recognize formation and recognize everything they do.
They have a couple of receivers they like to go to, or they spread it out pretty much?
Oh, they spread it out. They have some guys, but they spread it out. The quarterback is really the guy, the main focus for them, because he does a good job of spreading the ball around.
With 2 games left before starting Big East play, what do you want to see? Are there any specific areas you want to kind of shore up going into conference?
Well, I just like, more than anything, just focus on Arkansas State. I just don't want to look that far down the road because we still have a long ways to go ourselves. So we just can't. I don't know if this football team is mature enough to say, hey, we played these 2 games and we're going to go into the conference. Let's go lock in on Arkansas State, and then we're going to go play Memphis, and then we'll get ready for Cincinnati.
Is it an advantage for your team that you've already had a road trip? You know what's coming, easier to handle it this time?
Well, you would like to think it is an advantage for us just coming off the road from Oregon State, and now we're going back on the road again. But it's going to be a different environment. Now you're going into a totally different environment than was the Oregon State environment.
Adam, you have any different expectations with him? I think before the season, more of maybe a manage the game guy. Can he go out and win games for you now? Can you?
Froman? Well, you like to think that everyone else around him can help him win the football game. I don't know if it just particularly we can just put it on one guy to go win the football game, but everyone around him needs to play well. Our running backs need to play well. Our offensive line needs to protect him, and the receivers need to catch the football.
I know Jeremy Wright was kind of banged up earlier and probably missed a lot of reps in fall camp, but see him kind of working into the rotation in the coming weeks?
Well, you like to see Jeremy he still has a ways to go. Like, he missed spring football. He missed some work at the beginning of fall camp. You still have two good backs in Bilal Powell and Vic Anderson. You know, you always need another back, so someone else needs to step up, and Jeremy's one of those guys who's going to be given the opportunity.
Bellamy seems like a guy who's not lacking for confidence, but when he makes plays in a game like he did at Oregon State, how much in your experience as a coach for a player to, I mean, he can do all kinds of stuff in practice, but when he actually does it in a game, what does that do for him and his kind of moving forward?
Well, it does a lot for him because he just made a play in the game, and it's a big play. He made some plays in the Oregon State games, and it allows them to play with confidence, and then they're able to just stay focused and the concentration is there for them. And that's what he did in that game.
Applin, their quarterback, what does he do most effectively? What's probably his best attributes?
Applin, he does a good job of managing their offense like any quarterback does, but he can run the football. He's probably their leading rusher right now, and he also can throw the ball. But he's one of those quarterbacks that makes a lot of plays for them.
I asked you about Hakeem earlier. How pleased are you overall with just some of the redshirt freshmen that have been contributing a lot on defense?
Right. We played a lot of young guys, like Hakeem is one that I can think of. You know, you played a true freshman, and B.J. Butler, Shenard Holden starting their free safety. You know, it's a lot of young guys. Brandon Don ended up starting the Oregon State game. But there's a lot of young guys that are playing that are contributing to this football team, and it's only going to allow them to get better and better.
Is it fair to say, and you try to get this across the guys, that as a BCS school, when you go on the road and you play somebody like an Arkansas, I mean, this will be their biggest game of the year, and their fans, you realize it's going to be a pretty intense environment, pretty intense atmosphere there.
Oh, it will be, and the reason why we're BCS school, and you go and play a non-BCS school on the road, it's their homecoming. So it's, you know, it says what they won't say about us. They pick us for their homecoming game, but it'll be a good atmosphere for us.
Sounds like you pointed that out to your players.
We're in a homecoming game for them, so we've all been in homecoming games. What we think about.
Is this at all a homecoming for you, Charlie, getting back to your home state?
Well, it is, and I grew up there probably about an hour, 15 minutes away, so it's good that I get to go back to Arkansas State and bring our football team, our program in.
Will there be a contingent of strong family, friends that'll be there?
Oh, it will be. Just because I'm going back there, it'll be a few people there.
Anything else for Coach?
All right.